welcome back to Libib's booktube channel. My name is Kaelyn and I am so excited to talk about my 2021 highly anticipated releases for the year 2021. Yeah, you know. So I'm excited to discuss these books today. This isn't a definite list of all the releases that I know of coming out, because I bet there'll be another new Daniel Vega book and new this book and new that book that I just didn't see when I was doing my research. So this is just like the books I'm excited for that I know about right now. The first one is Lore by Alexandra Bracken, which I love Alexandra Bracken. I love her writing. I've read The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding and I loved The Darkest Minds. But I've yet to continue on with either of those series because I have book commitment issues now. With working all the time, it's just I have to pick the books that are easiest and quickest to read, I feel like. So anyhow, Lore by Alexandra Bracken is releasing on January 5th. So it's like the fresh new book to the new year. I hope it sets the tone and the mood for 2021. Good vibes only. But Lore is a story about every 7 years, the Agon begins. As punishment for past rebellion, 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals, hunted by the descendants of ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill a god and seize their divine power of immortality. And the cover just looks absolutely gorgeous, so like, I'm sold. Next up, being released on April 20th is Dustbourn by Erin Bowman, and even though I haven't finished Contagion yet, we're just not gonna acknowledge that. I love Erin Bowman. Her covers for all of her books are stunning, beautiful, meticulous, magnificent. Everything that you could ever describe anything that's beautiful ever, that's the covers of her books. I just love all the stories that she has told. I like the Contagion story. I love Vengeance Road with the YA Western, but Dustbourn is a whole nother level that I'm excited for. And I think this is probably gonna be my most anticipated release of the year. Delta of Dead River sets out to rescue her family from a ruthless dictator rising to power in the wastes and discovers a secret that will reshape her world in this post-apocalyptic Western mashup for fans of Mad Max and Gunslinger Girl. Delta of Red River has always been told to hide her back, where a map is branded on her skin to a rumored paradise called Verdant. In a wasteland plagued by dusk walls, geomagnetic storms, and solar flares, many would kill for it, even if no one can read it. So when raiders sent by a man known as the General attack her village, Delta suspects he is searching for her. Delta sets out to rescue her family but quickly learns that in the wastes, no one can be trusted, perhaps not even her childhood friend, Asher, who has been missing for nearly a decade. If Delta can't trust Asher, she might decode the map and trade evidence of the Verdant to the General for her family. What Delta doesn't count on is what awaits at the Verdant, a long-forgotten secret that will shake the foundation of her entire world. After reading the synopsis, all this makes me think of is the 100 mixed with a Western post-apocalyptic world, and I'm excited for it. And the reason why I think the reason why I say it reminds me of the 100 because it reminds me of Octavia Blake and her map on her back, her little encryption code. And so, therefore, I am so hyped to read it, and the cover looks stunning. I just, yep. I hope this will become one of my favorite reads of 2021, but this is definitely the book that I'm most anticipated for. The next book coming up, being released on June 1st, that is An Emotion of Great Delight by Terra Mafi, and I read and enjoyed A Very Large Expanse of Sea. It was sad and it was, and once I found out Terra Mafi was writing another contemporary book, I had to be like, yes, I will be reading that. An Emotion of Great Delight is a stunning novel about love and loneliness, navigating the dual identity and reclaiming your right to joy even when you're trapped in an amber of sorrow. It's 2003, several months since the US officially declared war on Iraq, and the American political world has evolved. Tensions are high, hate crimes are on the rise, FBI agents are infiltrating local mosques, and the Muslim community is harassed and targeted more than ever. Shahadi, who wears a hijab, keeps her head down. She's too busy drowning in her own troubles to find the time to deal with bigots. Shahadi is named for joy, but she's haunted by sorrow. Her brother is dead, her father is dying, her mother is falling apart, and her best friend has mysteriously dropped out of her life. And then, of course, there's a small matter of her here. It's broken. She tries to navigate her crumbling world by going through it and saying nothing. She devours her own pain, each day retreating farther and farther inside herself until finally, one day, everything changes. She explodes. An emotion of great delight is a searing look into the world of a single Muslim family in the wake of 9/11. It's about a child of immigrants forging a blurry identity, falling in love, and finding hope in the midst of a modern war. But it sounds like it's gonna tug at the heartstrings and really bring out some emotions. Sad, and I hope there's a happy ending. Next up is another spooky book written by one of my favorite authors, and that is The Woods Are Always Watching by Stephanie Perkins. I loved Stephanie Perkins and then the French Kiss trilogy thing, and then I wasn't the biggest fan though of her other spooky book, so I'm hoping this one will be a little bit better since they're in the woods, maybe? I don't know. A traditional backwoods horror story set first page to last in the woods of this national forest in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Two girls go backpacking in the woods, things go very wrong, and then their paths collide with a serial killer. That's really it. That's all the blurb. There you go. Like, I'm excited to read this because I think it'll give like a good spooky amount, and I feel like if she can bring out some more horror and gore, I feel like this could be a really good book and redeem from all my thoughts and feels about there's someone inside your house. But yes, I love a good old book where people just go missing and we have to figure out where they're at. And last but not least, Empire of a Vampire by Jay Kristoff. And ta-da! Like, there's no cover or anything yet, but vampires, Jay Kristoff, that's all I know. That's all I want to know, and I am excited for this release. It's gonna be a fall release too. I really love his trilogy that he co-wrote with Amy Kaufman because the Illuminate files were amazing, and if anything, I just want to read more books by Jay Kristoff because I think he's a funny, witty guy, and I really enjoy what he has to say. And so I bought, actually it is on the floor, I bought Nevernight, but I still haven't read it. I know a lot of people love this series, but I have not read it, so I just, maybe I'll be intrigued to read this one a little bit faster. But anyways, those are my anticipated releases for 2021. What are some of your most anticipated releases? Let me know in the comment section down below. And anyways, it's gonna be it for this Thursday bookish video, and I will see you next week.